All right, welcome to day 2 of our max strength block. Today we are going to have dumbbell RDL. That'll be 3 sets of 8. Then we'll have a plank. That will be 3 sets of 20 seconds. Now, as I said in the last video, every time you watch this video and do the exercises, I want you to increase the weights each time you do it, okay? Now, dumbbell RDL. You can use a kettlebell, you can use a dumbbell, you can use a barbell. I am going to be using a barbell. But whenever you do an RDL, it's going to be the same thing, a dumbbell or kettlebell in each hand, roll your shoulders back, slight bend in your knee, feet are right under your hips, sit your hips back, my back stays flat, my head stays neutral to my spine, and I bring my hips back up to the top. So, a chair plank, you can use it with a chair, you can use it on the ground, or you can do it up against the wall, falling against the wall, squeezing that core. Okay, you don't always have to do it on the ground. All right, whatever feels most comfortable for you. So let's go ahead and get started. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, now we're going to go into our plank. Again, I'm going to do it on the floor. You can do it against the wall, a chair. Go elevated if you need to. All right, I'm going to count us out. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, that's set 1. Now going to 2. Again, you can change your weights if you need to. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Going into our plank. I'll count us down again. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Go into our last set. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now plank. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Good job. That was A block. Now we're going to our B. All right, welcome to our B block. So for our B block, we have push-ups, that'll be 3 sets of 8, and then we have our weighted reverse lunge with a twist. All right, so for our push-ups, you can do them on the floor, you can do them on a chair, or you can do them on the wall. Same thing that we did for the plank, all right? So for our push-ups, just like a normal push-up, set your hands right under your shoulders, widen those fingers, tuck your pelvis, squeeze your core, elbows go back 45 degrees, and press back up, all right? Again, you can do it on a chair, or you can do it against the wall. All right, so for our weighted reverse lunge with a twist, you're gonna hold whatever kind of weight you want. If you got a kettlebell, if you've got a dumbbell, whatever you want, hold it in your hands. You're gonna reverse lunge, so you're gonna step back. As you get into that reverse lunge, you're going to turn towards the knee that is in front. So if I'm reverse lunging with my right leg, I'm going to turn towards my left. All right? Now, stay tall and make sure you're really getting that rotation. All right? So, B-block, let's get started. Starting with our push-ups. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, reverse lunge with a twist. That'll be 6 on each side. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, back to our push-ups for set 2. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good job. Going into our second set of our reverse lunge. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, last set, push-ups. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last set of our reverse lunge. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good job, that was our B block. Now we're going to our C. All right, so welcome to our C block. So our C block, you can do all of these standing or seated, and then the last one you can do on the floor. Okay, I'm gonna do it on the bench, but you can do it on the floor. All right, so for our first one, you've got dumbbell reverse flies. I'm gonna use these plates. Again, you can use dumbbells. Okay, I just have these plates for easily accessible for the next exercise. All right, so feel free to pause, change your weights, whatever you need to do. All right, so for the flies, shoulders back. From here, I'm gonna have my hands outside of my feet. I am going to be leaned over. My head is still in line with my spine. But from here, all I'm going to do is slightly bend my arms, squeeze my shoulder blades in the back, and come straight back down to the outside of my thighs. Okay? So we're gonna do 3 sets of 10 on that one. All right? Then we have shrugs. So you can use, again, any sort of weight that you would want. So I have these dumbbells here. All I'm going to do is I'm going to stand up for these. I'm going to go shoulder shrugs. So my shoulders are going to go up to the sky and back down. All right, really make sure you're going up as high as you can and back down. All right, so you can do dumbbell floor press on these, or you can do bench press, whatever you've got on the floor is perfectly fine. Even if you're on the floor, you're going to use your knees still, even if you're on a bench. So I'm going to use my knees to help myself bring these dumbbells up to the sky. From here, my dumbbells are turned 45 degrees. They are not directly in line with each other. From here, I am going to go down and press back up. Okay? So right there, after you are done, turn the dumbbells, bring them to your knees, and it will help you get up. All right? So 10 reps for the flies, 10 reps for the shrugs, and 8 reps for the press. All right, so let's get started. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, now for the shrugs, I'm going to stand up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, now for the press. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. All right. On to our set 2. Go into the flies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. Shrugs. Again, I'm standing up for the shrugs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, now for the press. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Now we're moving on to our last set here. Reverse flies. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, now shrugs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, now for the press. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, good job. That was our last set of our C block. Now we're going to our finisher. All right, so for our finisher, we will have penguins, bird dogs, and sit-ups. All right, so for the sit-ups, if you need to do a crunch or if you need to do a reach, like a toe touch, that's perfectly fine, okay? So here we're gonna have 30 seconds on, 15 seconds off, and we're gonna go 2 rounds. All right, so penguins. From here, we're gonna be all the way on the ground. You're gonna set your feet just like you would for a glute bridge, right about 6 inches from your bottom. You're going to crunch and you are going to rotate to the side, reach, tap your heel, rotate to the side, reach, and tap your heel. Now, going slower and engaging your core is going to be the best way to feel it, all right? So then we're gonna go into our bird dog. So bird dog, knees and hands flat on the floor. You're in tabletop position. Opposite arm, opposite leg, fully extend and come back to the middle. Fully extend and back to the middle. All right. Lastly, sit-ups or reach, crunches, toe touches, whichever you would like. So for the sit-ups, I'm going to have my hands on the floor. I am going to crunch, sit all the way up, bring my chest to my knees, and then lay back down. All right. So if you need to do reaches, you can. That's perfectly fine. Reach your hands up to the sky, crunch, and back down. All right. So 2 rounds. Let's get the timer going and let's get started. All right, here we go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, penguin. 2, 1, and rest. We're going to go ahead and flip over and get ready for our bird dog. Three, 2, 1. Two, 1. All right, then we're going to flip back over into our crunch. or a sit-up. 5, 4. Here we go. 2, 1. Good job. All right. Now we're starting back over to the penguins. Last round here. 2, 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Good. Now we're going to flip over to our bird dog. Here we go. 2, 1. Lastly, we're going to flip over, do our crunch or our sit-up. And this is our last one. Here we go. Good job. All right, that was our day 2 of our max strength block. See you next time for day 3. Good job.